As I master the truth, I learned from the old. How the capitalism overexposed. Guy gets under a spell, but no one knows. I watch when it blows like the shift in the poles. Rappers is outside, you get caught in the rain. God maintain his skill is the aim. My rhyme is a drug that plugs it inside. I've arrived the ancient power like your inner master. The only way is to become spiritual. The axis is tilted, time is critical. Battle is won. Heal the crystal so it has begun. Away from the light, your existence is none.
And here we go. This morning I will introduce to you what I call, it's like the download that came in. Sometimes these things happen overnight, and with stuff prior knowledge, it's like an assembly. And when I'm in my assembly, I'm getting like the pieces. But first of all, understand, this explains the Glactivation template. I will make a t-shirt, posters and printouts for you to have that memory bank in your homes and on your mind, that this can be activated again. So for the Glactivation template actually to come into effect from an Arcturian perspective, I'll give you actually what my technology does. So first of all, understand the building block of a molecule is this. Energetically. So, in order to have the original construct of a molecule, you need certain parameters. First of all, you need to know I work with photonics. And it's the original molecule as an ohm, photonically enhanced, meaning activated. So what you want is actually, there's a thing that you have your body. Have the source. Okay. So we have a lot of in-betweens of a belief system here. That's the distortion field. So you're on Earth, your oscillation waves of photonic communication is distorted. Okay? You don't have original information. We want to reset the DNA to its original programming. Not easy, and not easy getting used to. So what I want to, by that I mean this. Know that photons, and I want you also to Google that yourself, what Russians have found, all of these things. Also please study David Wilcock, very important. A photon is a supercomputer. Also, it's an interdimensional supercomputer. It's also equivalent to an angel. So when you see an angel, that's a photonic template that's communicating with you. So know this, a photon carries the original information from the source, okay? But you need to know how to call the photon, how to get access to the original information in an original database, as Akashic records, you name it. So what I'm doing with my technology is, first of all, I deal with nano spherical quartz sand. So a lot of people say, well, crushed up crystals in orgonite don't do much, but they do a whole lot. I will do a video on how to do orgonite correctly. It's not just putting some aluminum pieces and some crystals together and get a piezoelectric effect. If you want an effect, you have to work in layers. I also know that when you have nanospherical spheres encased in a vacuum, you have much more of a surface or circumference that is covered as in refraction, diffraction, light storage capacity, and light reflective capacity. You see that in traffic signs. They kind of work with that. But you also want it on interdimensional perspective. So what we have is, and I make it as simple as possible, images to activate you as I'm talking to you, so you understand the concept of what that actually means to be activated, what actually happens in the body. So just praying, just kumbaya, just Om Mani Padme Hum is not quite doing the cut, or it will take forever to get your body actually activated. You want to go deeper. So what I'm doing that's my theory, but it's also what I'm feeling, that you have these original building blocks in molecules, just the basic molecules. So these building blocks here, you know, are subject to communication. They are wave patterns. In the body you can say intracellular communication, intracellularis. You have a certain amount of impulses each nanosecond. They go back and forth in these cubes. In your DNA it would be the RNA, and then down to the level of the molecule you have these building blocks. Now what do these building blocks look like in the original molecule? The machine, the engine that we want to get going. So to activate the template, move this camera a little bit. This is all rough and raw, unrehearsed. This is just coming in as is. So you see, you know, I'm giving you the real deal. So my head's a little bit cut, but who cares? It's about the information. So David Wilcock has shown us what happens when science looks at the, the molecule. What does that look like? So, well, this is what it looks like. This, to get this right. We have this one here. And this one here. Then we have this one here. This one. Sorry for the interruption. So kind of like the original molecule looks like this. I will show a photo of what science has found out. It's like a star, you can say. One piece is here, another piece is here, I think another piece is here, and one piece is here, and one piece is here. So see, it kind of looks like a little like a star. It's a little distorted, but don't worry about that. So this is the template for the molecule. These are, you can say, the dimensionality of that is, if you make that simple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So also make no mistake, Buddhists and priests and lamas and all of those people that tell you they have the key to the 13 gates, well, you do not. Because first of all, also there is something that they have found out with gold molecules, and if I get the picture, David Wilcock had displayed that, and I found it in others. Script is the dimensionality of the clusters that form of the molecules have a 12-dimensional aspect to them. So in order to have the 13 keys to the gate, what does that actually mean? You're the gate. The molecules are in you. You have roughly 5 trillion cells, if I'm not mistaken, in the human body. That I can imagine the capacity of Stargate information that is flowing through you is this. So this is what the molecule looks like. Okay? When the 12 dimensions, and that's why to be 12-dimensional within your construct is so important, are activated. That in the heart is an engine that turns on. I put my jet in here as an activator. These will be also the new holographic logos for the key upgrade. This 4-dimensional jet will do the following. And this is now where the power information comes in. So this is not in your head programmed. You'll understand that when you go to bed, you'll see that. I'll illustrate that later. So this is the original molecule, the Om. Okay? So what we are having, what I use in my business cards is also the human body as an arcana of 22 archetypical programs. What does that look like? I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. So we have basically this, tree of life, you know? Boom, 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 boom. You see? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what we do with this here is I created something out of, everybody talks a 12th dimensional tree. That's the one side. You need the 360 degree being is 360 degree of agreeable and disagreeable, the shadow and the light combined into one. That you have 360 degrees times 2 is 720, which makes you an angelical being. That's actually Anunnaki Elohim status. Your forefathers, ancestors that created this body, created this basic construct, also with the secret power of Ea, as in Enki, is within you. So we want to activate your cosmic template and your memory banks and get you back online to know who you are, to remember who you are, your cosmic heritage, the fall, Atlantis, Lemuria, other planets, colonies, dimensional wars and whatnot, yada yada yada, get that on. So here's the construct. This deal is from the double helix to the double tree, and I might have a few connections missing. Forgive me for my imperfections, for I am God. So basically, you know, we want to bring your system back online. Bam bam, bada boom, bada bing, bada bow. So that system brought back online. We have the tree here, the connectors. So these tree programs are within your DNA. They also call it the fire light grid, or the Prismara body. Also, I call it the dragon engine or the rainbow motor. So when this thing fires up, yeah, that means you have 22 arcana. That's why the tarot card deck, Bashar has mentioned it, I'll mention it too. You have 22 programs of archetypical beings that you are. Study that, Google that. I'm not going to list them because that goes into a whole other spectrum, meaning you've been the scribe, I don't know, you have been the murderer, you've been the conqueror, you've been the broke one, you've been royal, you know, the women's, the nun, the whore, all of these, not to disrespect anybody, we have lived all of these arcanas to integrate a 12th dimensional aspect of ourselves within us. Okay, so that's why we have, you can say, zodiac signs 12. We actually have 13. The 13 are based on the original molecule that I've shown you. These are secret metaphors to activate you, knowing that you have to check Santo Benucci, I think. He breaks down how every, and I like that what he does, that every star sign has a, how do you break it down, has an assignment, meaning like Gemini is the kidneys. You want to heal the moods and the balance within is the kidneys. Then you have Libra, then you have Aquarius, you have Pisces. So there's stuff that's assigned to the crown, to the lungs, to the kidneys, to the liver, you know, process of elimination, the shins, the legs, the feet. Every star sign has an assignment, and we need to master all within. We have one major, That's the leader, but you have to master all of them within, because we are all of them. So the 22 dimensional tree, which will be part of that template, is the light fire key to the grid, which that's why my my Gammatron key is actually based on 22 rings to activate that circuitry within you. So it's not just the nanospherical quartz sand that gets light to your body. I'm basically, with my consciousness and that's infused in the sand that's within the key, is to activate the 22 dimensional arcanas and give them light. Give them light, meaning in its purest form. This is beyond magic. This is technology that also has to do with conscious technologies, also based on Arcturian templates that I receive. At some point, I will write a book and list that down and break down what that looks like. You know what my Gammatron key looks like. I will also illustrate that later. You have seen the formula. So now imagine, and this is what I'm talking about. You have 4 bodies, okay? We always miss the concept. We always talk about the Holy Trinity. That's not even the entire equation. Mind, body, and soul, the Holy Father in heaven, and blah, blah, blah. It's not 3. We're forgetting something very important that was misused and was ignored for a long time. First of all, also, Adam's first wife was Lilith. It's not mentioned in the Holy Book. In many Holy Books, they go over that. They also had a mother. I'm not talking about Sophia right now. So Lilith. Then came Eva. But they all have to be acknowledged in the family. So in order to have the correct body system, everything and every spell that you recite is not all things come in 3s. All good things come in 4s. That is ancient knowledge, and that's original. So before the sun hits me, I'll break it down. You have the father, the mother, you have the son. And now I'm bringing the feminine energy back that we've forgotten. You have the daughter. This is holy. This can't be undone. This is powerful. This is this. The cube. Completion of the family interdimensionally, how it was thought, how it was divinely created, as in heaven, so in the body, as above, so below. There's nothing evil about that. We need to understand that, and you need to teach the knowledge right and just. That's why it's called righteous knowledge, and that's being released right now, and I'm sharing that with you. What it does, it shall activate in you memories of what's actually going on. Now here comes another very powerful aspect of how this construct of the 4 bodies is built, and how I'm going to build the Glactivation template for the Neo-Sapien, the galactic human, fully accepted and in contact with his neighbors. But if that's not within you, contact is difficult, because your entire bodies go, and you carry all the 4 bodies. The least active is the daughter in you. And that's for all. So all talk about, this gets really, really interesting for you. All-seeing eye, okay? This is neither Illuminati, neither here or there. It's being misused, and a lot of beings have no clue what they're talking about. I claim I have a feeling, but logically that doesn't mean that I have the clue. But understand this: you are the all-seeing eye. If people had psychedelic adventures and they've seen eyes all over the body, your cells are the intergalactic gates that perceive the true information of the heavens. Everything else in between is the illusion, the lie, Lucifer's realm. You know that deal. We don't want to fall for that. We want reality. Seeing the fantastic world as it is. So now, here comes the powerful part. That's one body. That's one body. Also note the pyramid on the dollar bill is a 72-degree pyramid, not a 51-degree. It's a steep pyramid. So check Nubian pyramids and the power of Nubian pyramids. And those who make organized forms and molds get into 72-degree angle pyramids. Also check the needle of Cleopatra, which is the obelisk. It has a steep top, not a flat top. If you want the energy right, 72-degree golden ratio and downwards 1 degree off, and you have vorticular energy channeled in. 5 needles of Cleopatra were stolen. You can Google on the needles of Cleopatra and obelisk. What is an obelisk? The magic of an obelisk. Google that. Now, the template of your body is fragmented. This is a 4th. Your body actually is this. This is the all-seeing eye with the 4 eyes connected. See this? So what happens, and you can play this at home, when you put 4 pyramids together on a 51-degree angle, or on well, you can play with that 72-degree angle. The 72-degree angle gets you this rectangle type thing. If you're lucky, it gets you a cube. But the idea is to break down and unify the field that was broken down. So let's go to the 6-dimensional aspect of the hexagonal power of your molecule. Okay? You put the pyramid together, you get this. Pyramid, 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 pyramid. So you have 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. What is that? What does that do? This is 8. Yeah. This is 16, which is the 7, which is God. You can play the number game till infinity. I'm just doing a little bit here to give you an understanding of what that is. So when you put these together, you unify all body systems, father, mother, daughter, son, in one. And basically this is like coming home within the selves, activating within the cells, bringing the heart together. So before falling apart here, let me see, adjust that a little bit. So what's important here, what I want to show you is, if the information of the original molecule that I showed you, the star, was crippled, and the original central sun is not crippled, and we can go through the distortion field see the light wave that's coming you into the ascension wave is like this, also helping you to shift into gamma. Many talk about this, not everybody has a clue what that actually means. I will do in a second video where I'm teaching shifting into gamma. So now imagine the nanospherical quartz sand that is in the devices that I produce is charged, and this is physical fact. This is not voodoo or magic. This is the real deal. It's charged 10 to the 23rd. So that means I'm using the light that is there, that I have captured with the sand, and I'm sending the original information in a very potent light wave through the distortion field, meaning I'm overriding the threshold. The reason why you override that threshold, your car begins to save fuel. I call that fuel divination, meaning you're not only healing the fuel flow in your car and the oil flow in your car, you're also divining the streets that you're driving actively as a driver. Slowly, my people are waking up to the fact that I have a key that heals the fuel flow in your car. It's called the RA cell. I have it for smaller cars and I have it for trucks. The truck one is an expensive one, I'll tell you, because it needs a lot of material to actually bring that, what you call magic or technological physical aspect, in gear. I can't tell that to any patent industry because they don't even understand the magical background of that. This is also Merlin background, what you see here. Not so Merlin school. So when this information overrides the threshold of the distortion, guess what? Your cell can remember what it looked like when it came from the central sun with the original programming of the creator. That's what we want to reinstall in the program. So,
and then it dawned on me, like a German scientist from the Third Reich World War, industrial complex influential degree, and so I came up with the incredibulous idea to create the Glactivation template for the Neo Sapien.
now watch this. Now I'm taking the dimensions of the 4 and the trees, and I make that like a shortcut so you get to see it. And I move the trees with all their connector parts in the 4 directions, like north, east, west, and south. That spells news, by the way. Connect all of them. Kitty is so outside. I wish I could help her. So now imagine all the 22 thingies. I'm not putting all down, takes too long to paint. I want you to, you know, all your star seeds with ADD, I want you to get, this is supreme knowledge, okay? This is what I used to teach in the schools of Ra, mystery schools. We're bringing it back. So we're gonna go dang, 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 dang. So these are the connections. So I'll give you the number code real quick so you understand what I'm doing. So this is part of the template of the key that will also go more into my technology. I put the 4 body. First of all, I put the original information of the molecule, like the hexagonal pattern. I'll put the star here, and I put a star here, and I put a star here. The molecules that I showed you with the flower of life pattern, you know. And then I'll put the 4 bodies here. The silhouettes of the beings of male, female, female, male. So this will be the template for the Neo Sapien. So this is an activation program where you can play with numbers and it'll look like this, and I will print it on a t-shirt, so you also make it wearable to activate. You will have a matriculated background. On that background you will have this hovering, so you have a 3-dimensional effect. Then you have the original molecule information as the activation for the portals for your original bodies. Then you have, now here's the most important deal, or the how do you say, the top of my teaching. Wherever that body is, whatever, because these bodies oscillate, they switch positions. You have an electric body, you have a magnetic body, you have an etheric body, and what people forget, you have also a plasmic body. Very, very important. So if these 3 are not unified, then you have problems with the plasma body. That's your rainbow activation here. So plasma is the energy that holds the 3 together, that people have yet to discover and find out how does that work, what does that even look like, what does that even mean, plasmic body. So thoughts are electric. That's how you program, and that's your conscious programming. Emotions are magnetic. If you believe it to be real, you will attract it. Whatever your focus of attention is, it'll become magnetic. Ether is your soul. That's the soul matrix and the connection to the oversoul, and it goes deeper into other templates. I'm not breaking that down right now. I'm keeping it simple and basic so you can follow the symbology and the imagery of that. There are also color codes that I have channeled and agreed upon with a friend, and another person has channeled basically the same color codes that I'm using. So I learned that from a high priestess. This is not all originally my knowledge, just my assembly is original. No one in the world has assembled a template, a circuitry board such as this. This is how I got it. We have to unify that in the body, and this is what I'm trying to inspire in me and in my teachings with everything that I do. The plasmic body, very important. When that plasmic body is established, gates to other dimensions can open, meaning other skills can come in, such as telepathy, telekinesis, psychokinesis. So this is a very difficult part to activate. That's where teleportation, levitation, instant healing, all of that stuff, dimensional travel lies. The secret is here. So the secret is to connect all of this and bring this forward. Now understand, you have 22 times 4 is 140 with the bodies. Like I'm getting, let me see, 22, that's 44, 44. I will go over the number codes. Basically, this number code reflects overall, and I will later on display that, I don't know it by heart, the 144, meaning the chosen one is also, this is also a hypercube that creates the 144, and that again is the chosen one. You choose to be a chosen one. When you activate this, 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 9 is angelic descent. 9 is also 720 degree of angelic being, meaning Elohim, Anunnaki, Adamite. That's the basic construct from where you come from. But you also have the information of Enki, which gives you your angelic templates back. You are like them. You are ET in the flesh, more or less. We're all mutts, we're all hybrids. So some have more strands here or more strands here. Also, don't be fooled, DNA activation becomes powerful when it can be proven in the physical. There are also institutes online that can show you how your DNA within the body transforms after you learn something. So DNA activation by just mere now you're activated. If your cell structure is not on a higher level, you can pick nobody up. So let's say if you got a problem, let's say you have an addiction, your activation is as strong as your addiction is as weak as your addiction is strong. So you need to be, if you're working with people, you got to be clear, top to bottom. I don't care what's being propagated, what you're bringing in, you have to be clear. Your templates of the body construct have to be clear in order to see if we have the entire thing visible. Yeah, we see everything. So this is the teaching basically of the Glactivation template for the Neo Sapien, for the future and the new Earth. This is working, and you can compute this. You will actually do fine. So let no healer tell you what they know about you. When you begin healing yourself, you become the master yourself. So as the sun is coming in, I'm almost being pushed out of my own frame. Pardon that this is also a little raw. I just woke up like, I don't know, 7 in the morning. This is how it came in. This is how I'm teaching it. This is how I want people to pick up on that. This will be the video illustration you will see throughout the video, hopefully. And I see you most certainly when this is activated. This is the key to the flip side. If you want keys, this is the key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 22 archetypes, interdimensionally connected. 12-dimensional gates for the portals are opened. They get the engines going, connecting those with the 4 bodies: male, female, daughter, son. And you have electric, magnetic, ether, and plasmic. And when that template is running, you can talk about rainbow bodies and such. Before that, we're not talking about anything. So this was a display of what I got this morning, and I had to spit it out as fast as humanly possible. I hope you have a better understanding of what you are and how you are. You are in the process of becoming a Neo-Sapien. And that's my theorem, an idea I wanted to share with you this morning. So, wabba wabba wabba, God bless, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace. Into the light.